Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Good
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir, and the class is over. Headed over. You can start if you want to.
So actually, many have not joined, and it's not 3 yet. So I'm waiting for 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start. Today we'll discuss block 3, IPO 1. In this block, we have 5 chapters where we'll discuss about world trade, multilateral trading system, regional economic groupings, international commodity agreements, and international financial institutions. What is world trade? We were discussing in the first class. What is world trade? When a business in one country exports goods or services to consumers in another country, it is called as international trade. International trade also takes place when consumers in one country import goods and services from a foreign producer. A country might also export its natural resources as goods. Can you see the screen?
No, sir.
I have shared the text part. Is it visible?
No, sir, not visible.
It's not showing in the screen?
No, sir.
Okay,
No,
let
sir.
me check. Now,
No, sir.
Visible.
can you see the screen?
No, sir.
There is nothing in the screen, sir.
Just wait, just wait. Let me check. Okay. In world trade, we discuss about the commodity composition, region-wise trade, major trading nations, directions of trade. We'll start with the first one, commodity composition. Anyone read out commodity composition?
Um, though manufactured items continue to be the most dynamic component of our world trade, the unprecedented rise in oil prices in recent years has brought about a reversal of the trend in the shares of different product groups in world exports. It will be noticed from the Annexer 1 that the share of manufacturers in global exports, after steadily rising till 2000, declined during 2004 and 2005, while that of mining products and fuels, particularly fuels, grew after declining up to 1995, increased during 2000 and 2005. However, the share of manufacturers in world merchandise exports was high 72% during 2005, followed by mining products and fuels, and excuse me,
Please mute
uh,
yourself.
and agricultural products 8.4%. Within the group of manufacturers, the shares of chemicals and iron and steel have grown, while that of the other groups have declined.
Okay, just 1 minute.
Manuf-
1 minute. They have given the figures in Annexure 1. I am showing it on the screen. You can see there the different commodity composition, and this is
it's
very
not
important.
it's not visible, sir. It's not visible.
Sorry, you have not shared your screen yet.
So doing, sir.
If you want to share the screen, you go to present now, then share entire screen, then open your screen, that PDF file so that other can see.
Now is it visible?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me check.
Sir, are you facing some problem in sharing?
Sir has left, I think. There was a notification, I guess. He has rejoined. I think he's rejoining.
Oh, he's rejoining.
I think so because he's not in the room, I guess.
Okay, just a minute.
Now is it visible?
No, it's not visible yet.
So what are you trying to put on screen? Can you please? Is it the IGNOU material or is it some other
Yeah,
PPT?
IGNOU material.
I
Actually,
think
many
most
don't have
of us
the
would have our
material.
textbook, so we can probably continue.
Many don't have the book actually.
Can you share the
Sir,
link on the chat box? They can open it on another screen probably.
sir, I have an idea. Can you just, can I just say it?
बोलो.
सर अगर इसमें नहीं हो रहा है तो यू जस्ट ट्राई कमिंग आउट विथ योर फोन. उसमें ऐप से जब आप मतलब लॉग इन करेंगे और रूम में आएंगे, जस्ट टर्न योर फ्रंट कैम टू द स्क्रीन ऑफ द लैपटॉप एंड जो जो पॉइंट दिखाना होगा यू कैन इवन टेक इट क्लोजर एंड इट कैन बी मोर इजियर, आई गेस सो. If it's not coming out through the PC, then you can try it through mobile.
So can you share the link on the chat box? I'll open it.
But are you sharing your screen properly?
Yes, sir.
Because if you are sharing your screen properly, there will be no problem.
I am doing the same, sir.
There is present now. Then are you clicking? Please click on present now.
Yes, sir.
Then share your entire screen.
Yes.
Then
Done.
again small window will come.
Yes.
Then again small window will come. Click on the middle in that window.
Sir.
And then the down button, share button will be now changed into blue color. Then you click on the share button and now
Sir.
open whatever you see on your laptop, everybody will see.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's coming, I think.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
thank you,
now
sir.
it's coming.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay. Now see the table given. The data of this table is very old one. It's in the year 2000, 2004 and 5. So when you write down the answers, please follow the new data. If possible, Google it and find out the new values, right? Now continue with regional wise trade. Region wise
Page number. Page region wise trade. Okay, okay. 9.2.2. Okay. The European nations are the world's main exporting nations. Their share in global exports grew from 35% to 45% between 1953 and 2004, but declined marginally to 43% during 2005. Asia, mainly on account of Japan, China, and East Asian tigers, that is Taiwan, Hong Kong, South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand, constitutes the world's second most important exporting region. Its share in global exports more than doubling from 13.1% in 1953 to 27.4% during 2005. North American countries occupy the third position.
Now again the data. Just 1 minute. Again in this we have got the old data. You can see initial 6 where it's starting.
Sir, voice is lagging.
Facts and figures go through the notes.
Sir, you're not audible.
These are-
वॉइस लैग हो रहा है.
Huh?
वॉइस लैग हो रहा है सर आपका. नहीं आ रही है, नहीं आ रही है, पूरा लैग हो रहा है, नहीं आ रही है.
No, sir.
Just a minute, I'm checking. Am I audible?
लैगिंग.
हेलो,
Yes, sir.
अब सुनाई दे रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
जी सर आ रहा है.
ओके, राइट. इसमें जो फिगर्स दिया है पुराना डाटा है. इस चैप्टर में फिगर्स
Sir, again breathing, sir.
मेंशन में समझाने का कुछ नहीं. व्हाट?
Sir, again same
Again,
issue.
आवाज सर वॉइस ब्रीच कर रहा है सर.
इस लर्नर्स
Yeah.
इसमें और एक चीज है, अगर आप सब लोग अपना म्यूट करके रखेंगे माइक तो सर का वॉइस ब्रेक नहीं होगा. अगर किसी ने भी ओपन करके रखा तो एक्चुअली उसमें कंफ्यूजन होता है गूगल को भी, तो इसका आधा वॉइस उसका आधा वॉइस होकर थोड़ा ब्रेक होता है. इसलिए आप सब अपना माइक म्यूट रख लीजिए, जब तक सर बोल रहे हैं बोलने दीजिए, वो ऑटोमेटिकली क्लियर हो जाएगा.
In the first of this chapter, only facts and figures are being mentioned. There's nothing to explain in this. So I'm skipping this part and we'll do the next part, that is major nations. Only one, unmute and read out. Major trading nations, rest, mute yourselves.
The world's 12 leading exporting and importing nations in merchandise trade during 2005 are given in Annexure 7. Two facts to be noted are: first, that all the countries are common to both the lists except Spain and Korea, indicating that world's leading exporters are also the leading importers. Second, 9 countries are from the developed world. 2 are East Asian tigers and China is the remaining country, indicating that though the developed world still accounts for major share of global trade, East Asian tigers and China are slowly entering the club of the world's top exporters and importers. The performance of China in particular is worth noting. During 2005, China was the world's third main exporter and importer. India was the 20th leading exporting nation globally, while its rank in global imports was 11.
In the next part, direction of trade, we'll discuss the means of study of countries to whom the exports are made and from whom the imports are made. In this part, we are going to discuss the imports and exports. हम लोग कौन से कंट्रीज को एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, कौन से कंट्री से इंपोर्ट करते हैं. Read out directions of trade. Anyone?
As far as direction of global merchandise trade of different groups of countries is concerned, it will be noticed from Annexure 8 that there is a very heavy inter-regional trade in Europe, followed by North America and Asia. The highest share of intertrade in total trade in Europe is attributed to the European Union. In Asia, apart from the existence of ASEAN, the large trade of Japan, Australia and New Zealand within the region explains share of intertrade. The impact of NAFTA is obvious in the share of intertrade in North America's global trade. The share of intertrade in total trade has understandably dropped significantly in the CIS region consequent to the breaking up of former USSR. Perhaps one finding could be that regional trade blocs have succeeded as far as stepping up intertrade is concerned more among developed countries than among developing countries. To sum up, though developed countries in Europe and North America, besides Japan in Asia, though in terms of the current value of exports, they are still to go to some distance to catch up with countries in the developed world. There is also clear evidence of substantial intertrade in various regions of the world, particularly in Europe. Manufacturers have turned out to be the most dynamic items traded internationally.
Now we will discuss some problems related to developing countries. What have been the reasons for the sluggish growth in the export earnings of primary commodities such as agricultural raw materials and ores and metals? The major problems includes demand elasticity, competition from substitute products, technological developments, growth of service sector, inelasticity of supply, price fluctuations, and many more. We'll start with the first one, demand elasticity. Anyone read out?
मेरा वॉइस क्लियर आ रहा है ना सर वैसे भी
Right.
Okay. It has been noticed that foodstuffs such as tea, coffee, and coca are characterized by low income elasticity of demand. This means that growth in incomes in developed countries has not been followed by a proportionate increase in demand for foodstuffs. In fact, in many cases, the per capita consumption of foodstuffs has reached or is reaching saturation levels in most developed countries.
Next.
Competition from substitutes. Another problem faced by products like coffee, tea, and coca is related to inter-se competition and competition from substitutes due to the changing tastes and dietary habits. For example, in UK, it has been calculated that while about 2 decades back, 6 cups of tea were drunk for every 1 cup of coffee. Today, the ratio is 2:1. Besides, carbohydrate drinks are posing competition to coffee and tea. As for industrial raw materials such as rubber, jute, cotton, and steel, they face severe competition from synthetics. For instance, notwithstanding the trend in favor of environment-friendly biodegradable natural material, polypropylene has almost entirely replaced jute the world over in the carpet packing and bulk packing sectors. In the construction and engineering industries, plastics is replacing steel in many sectors. Many parts of cars and durable consumer goods such as fans, refrigerators, and air conditioners are today made of plastics. Plastic pipes and plastic buckets have replaced steel pipes and steel buckets. Cane sugar is being fast replaced in the beverages and bakery industries by corn-based sweeteners and artificial sweeteners. Sugar consumption in the USA, for example, declined from 99 IB per capita in 1979 to 68 IB per capita in 1984. It is feared that the export-based sugar industry in the developing world will face serious problems by the turn of the century. Coca, coffee and tea are also threatened by other chemical and biological processes. Enzymes and fermentation technology have been able to bring about coca substitutes that costs half as much as natural coca extracts. European Union, for instance, is promoting more and more use of non-coca fat in chocolates.
Continue. Anyone else if want to?
Ah,
Okay, you can continue.
okay. Technological developments. Introduction to new technologies has led to economies in the use of raw materials. It is no longer required to use as much raw material as in the past to manufacture one unit of the finished product. This means that the increased production of a number of manufactured items has not resulted in a proportionate growth in demand of raw materials which are used as inputs in the manufacturing process. For example, the use of electric arc furnaces in making steel has meant depressed demand for iron ore and its price, since electric arc furnaces use metal scrap and not iron ore in the production process. It is not only that new technologies have led to economies in the use of raw materials, but they have also resulted, in some cases, in the complete elimination of raw materials. For example, the developments towards bulk handling of food grains and marketing of food grains in consumer packs have led to the complete elimination of jute bags for packing and storing at intermediate stages. Cell phones are perhaps a very good example of technological development resulting in total elimination of the need for raw materials such as copper required to be used for installation of landline telephone instruments, and also of drastic reduction of raw material input required to manufacture one unit of the product.
You can see in all the paragraphs, they've made a comparison study. What we had in the past and due to developments, what new things we are using now. So there is a changeover because of advanced technology. Next, note of.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding this last point.
हाँ बोलो.
सर ये जो यहाँ पर दिया गया था टॉक इन इंग्लिश देयर वाज अ पॉइंट दैट वाज मेंशन्ड रिगार्डिंग द आयरन लाइक द यूज एंड चेंज ऑफ आयरन ओर like instead of using metal scrap and rather than iron ore, but my point is, sir, what happens to the cost process? Like when we use some newer technology, it means either you improve your cost or you increase your costs. So what happens in case you increase your costs?
देखो, in case of advanced technology, जब तुम कोई भी नया टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करते हो, obviously cost incur करते हो, because you get the benefit in the long run. When your product will be in demand and your product catches market, sale होगा, profit increase होगा, you can recover the technology cost. Initial stage में use of advanced technology will incur cost, no, but in the long run it will be beneficial to you. Okay. Now we'll continue from growth of service sector. Anyone who can continue?
Can I?
कोई read out करो? हाँ, you.
Growth of service sector. Added to all the above is the increasing role of the services sector as compared to manufacturing sector. Since the beginning of 1970s, in the economics of many countries, leading to sluggish growth in the demand for industrial raw materials.
Next.
In elasticity of supply, while on the other hand, on the one hand, the developing countries are facing uncertain demand conditions for their major export production. On the other, they are finding it difficult to adjust their supply base in respect of many primary commodities due to uncontrollable factors like weather and also on account of insufficient storage facilities in their countries, particularly the perishable items.
Next.
Price fluctuation. Price fluctuations on account on account of the above problem, developing countries find that price of the primary commodity, which are the main export items, are subject to wide fluctuations, leading to uncertainties in export earnings, thereby affecting their development plans. In the last 10 years, developing countries are estimated to have lost US dollar 225 billion is 225 billion on account of falling in primary commodity price. According to UNCTAD, the fall in
Listen,
commodity price
again
result.
the figures. One
Sir,
minute. Again the figures and this you can go through the figures.
not
Can
audible, sir.
you
Hello.
actually these are the figures mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So instead of going to the figures, we'll go to the next point.
Okay, sir.
Facts and figures we won't go. We won't go which times.
Okay, sir.
Go to the next point.
Hello.
Protectionism, sir.
Hello. Sir, you are lagging a bit too high. Can't understand you.
आकाश जी जब सर बोलेंगे ना तो तुरंत म्यूट कर लीजिएगा एंड उसके बाद जब सर बोलेंगे बोलने को देन यू जस्ट अनम्यूट एंड कीप ऑन टॉकिंग या कीप ऑन रीडिंग.
ठीक ठीक है.
Actually, ये भी पुराना डाटा है. अभी today's world में today's context में यूज नहीं होगा. So instead of wasting time on this facts and figures, you can go to the next point. Clear? Akash?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Next point.
So, anyone is reading another para? Or
आप पढ़ लो प्रोटेक्शनिज्म पढ़ लो.
ठीक है ठीक है. Protectionism. While the commodity structure of the export basket of the developing countries has not been of much help to them in raising the level of their export earning, the commercial policies of the developing countries have also contributed to the same extent, at least to limit the capacity of the developing countries to earn foreign exchange. Many developing countries, for one reason or the other, insulate their domestic sector for competition from the main export of developing countries. Protectionism takes two forms: subsidy to the domestic production, mainly in the agricultural sector, tariff and non-tariff barrier to import.
I'll continue. Just hold on.
Yes, sir.
In this point, they are discussing about protectionism, where there are two methods to provide protection. First, by providing subsidies. Second, by tariff and non-tariff barriers to imports. So what are tariff barriers? Tariff barriers can include a customs levy or tariff on goods entering a country and is basically imposed by the government. Basically, non-tariff barriers includes excessive red tape, unfair rules and decisions, or anything else that is stopping you from competing effectively. So basically, tariff barriers are imposed by the government, and other factors are considered as non-tariff barriers, like import ban, general or product-specific quotas, compliance or rules of origin, quality conditions, etc. Continue with subsidies, Masood.
It is referred to a direct or indirect financial assistance from government to companies for making them competitive. Countries make direct payment to producers to compensate them for losses incurred for selling abroad. Several types of assistance are provided to make their product cheaper or more profitable for the companies to sell abroad. These subsidies not only reduce the demand for imported products but also lead to export surplus in developed countries, affecting the import from developing countries in other market.
Next, go to tariff barriers.
Tariff and non-tariff barriers. The tariff and non-tariff barriers raised by the developed countries on imports from developing countries also restrict market access to the products of developing countries. Decades of multilateral trade negotiation commencing with the Geneva round, under which multilateral agreements have been concluded. have been seen substantial reduction in import tariffs on industrial products, although the tariff on agriculture products still remain high. Though the average rate of import duty levied by the developed countries on finished industrial product has come down substantially over years, problems of tariff peaks and escalation still remain. These tariff peaks lead to be concentrated on the main export items such as textile, clothing, and footwear, most of most developing countries. The major problem, however, has been the spread of non-tariff measures in recent years, affecting not only the sector that are labor-intensive, but also the sector of export interest to developing countries such as steel products, machine tools, and electronics. GATS has listed 33 types of quantitative restriction in existing in a document prepared in 1986. The form of non
मसूद
yeah
मसूद लीव दैट पार्ट, फिर से वो फिगर्स है नहीं चाहिए, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट में चले जाओ.
okay. Managed trade. Another trend that has been noticed in recent years relates to the movement away from multilateral trade towards managed trade by many countries. The formation of regional and sub-regional groupings and bilaterals and counter-trade arrangements are example of these trends. It has been calculated that nearly 30 to 14% of the global in the recent year has been accounted for by counter trades. Non-trade issue, a disturbing.
Masood, let me explain this point.
Yeah.
Basically, managed one of the methods of negotiation with foreign countries. इसमें क्या होता है? They deal with them to cut about tariffs and import quota. Different deals are cut on different products and services. This is one of the reasons of with the help of this, they can increase trade, increase exports, and they can also bring into the increase of GDP in our country. Next point.
Sir, I can add to the example of this trade, like there is a bilateral trade agreement between India or Sri Lanka or India or Afghanistan. It is a bilateral trade to export and the import of the goods actually.
Yes, yes.
Non-trade.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ,
सर मैंने एक मैसेज करा है, एक डाउट था तो अभी लेट हिम रीड. आप एक बार बस चेक कर लीजिए. आई हैव मैसेज्ड.
हाँ, चैट तुम लोग डाउट चैट में डाल दो. आफ्टर कंप्लीट दिस सम अप के बाद डाउट्स क्लियर करूंगा.
ओके सर, ओके.
Non-trade issue, a disturbing development of recent origin also observed the mention of late. Non-trade issue are sought to be used to regular market access. These include child labor, environmental protection, arms spending, human rights records, labor standards, commitment to democracy, good governance, etc. Multinational corporation influence. The overwhelming influence of multinational corporation on global production and marketing of a number of products of export interest to developing countries is also a factor to be reckoned with in the export performance of the developing countries. MNCs succeed not only in the fixing price but also in influencing the policies of developing country governments. According to UNCTAD, the export prices received by the producer countries for their tea, coffee, cocoa, citrus, foods, and jute accounts for only 20 to 40% of final price of the product. For bananas, it is measure 11%. A very small number of MNC controls. So this is the data.
Masood, data छोड़ दो. I'll sum up this part. Global trade has in recent years been growing at rates higher than the rates of growth in global output. It is, however, noticed that by and large, the developed countries account for the major share in world trade, and the share of manufactured items in total trade is growing, and that of primary goods comprising food items, raw materials, minerals, and fuels is declining. It is also evident that there is substantial intertrade among developed countries. Many developing countries are known to depend rather heavily on primary goods for their export earnings. In a number of cases, on a limited number of items, primary goods face a number of problems both on the demand and supply sides, such as low elasticity, competition from substitutes, technological developments resulting in demand decline, subsidies, tariff and non-tariff restrictions, dominance of multinational corporations, etc., resulting in wide fluctuations in unit value realization. Consequently, the terms of trade of developing countries has to why the trade in many countries lags behind that why countries outside in the countries.
Sir, just to interrupt, I just checked the network. It is not audible.
Audible?
Yes, sir, it is audible now. Nothing can be heard actually.
सर अगर आप कुछ बोल रहे हैं तो we can't hear you. It's totally inaudible.
Am I audible?
Very clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The developed countries, on account of increases in agricultural productivity, as also thorough, deliberately designed support measures and commercial policies, have become net exporters of foodstuffs, while the developing countries, on the other hand, on account of the rapid rise in their population and the rising tempo of industrialization, have turned into net importers of many agricultural products. The relatively greater success achieved by the developed countries in the formation and functioning of regional groupings and of managed trade and the strong role played by multinationals where not only substantial inter-industry but even inter-firm trade takes place. Again, you have in annexures different facts and figures are given. You can go through it. Now we'll start with multilateral trading system. What is multilateral trading system? Anyone?
Am I audible?
हाँ बोलो.
Sir, multilateral trading system means the agreements that are made between more than 2 or 3 countries regarding various trading procedures and fixing various rules of exports and imports. It's called as multilateral trading system.
Good. Anyone want to add something?
For example, you can say the WTO, World Trading Organization, where a group of countries have been listed and they are having a free trade in their respective boundaries and the geographies.
Yeah, in the first part of the chapter, we are going to read that GATT and WTO.
Yeah, the major player means the major players like GAP and the
WTO is an organization. Excuse me. You said that WTO is a multilateral organization, multilateral trading system. But WTO is an organization जो allowed करता है दूसरे countries को participate करने के लिए world trade
It
में.
is a regulatory organization. It is a regulatory organization.
Yeah, it is regulatory organization. So how can you say that it is a multilateral trading system? It is not a multilateral trading system.
No, I mean to say
I
that
think that just
under WTO there are many countries who have been there. The players like multilateral trading system. Usually, you can say in the layman language that there will be a few countries or few players who will having their own concern or own rules or regulation to trade in between them. Like you can say in Asia, we have some regional strategic alliance also, like with India, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. So we have some certain kind of groups of, or you can say organization where the free trade happen. Like India and Nepal, we have a free trade. There is no restriction and any barriers to that.
Okay, let me continue. Multilateral trade agreements are commerce treaties among 3 or more nations. As he rightly said, it is an association between 3 to 4 countries. The agreements reduce tariffs and make it easier for business to import and export. Since they are among many countries, they are difficult to negotiate. So basically what they do, they form associations for export and import, whereby reducing tariffs and make easier for business. We'll start with the scope of WTO. Anyone read out? There are 5 points given under functions. What WTO does? Anyone go through it? पढ़ दो जरा.
Scope, sir.
हाँ, function में चले जाओ. Functions में
Direct
5
function.
हाँ.
Sir, screen is not clear, sir.
The most important functions of
Screen clear नहीं
WTO
है.
actually it needs to be zoom. Actually, the zoom is not. It is 49%. It can be 100% for the better visibility.
और करूँ? अब ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So now it is good for others. I am having my own materials, so no issue for me.
चलो ठीक है. Functions start करो.
The most important functions of WTO is to implement, administer, direct, and further objective of the multilateral and plurilateral trade agreement resulting from Uruguay round. To achieve this end, the WTO will provide a forum for further trade liberalization negotiation arising from the multilateral and plurilateral agreements, to administer the trade policy review mechanism and to supervise and ensure the smooth running of the Council for Trade in Goods, Service and Trade related aspects of intellectual property rights as well as trade committees, including those established under ministerial conference. The general
हाँ, उसके बाद एक मिनट उसके बाद उसका डिफरेंट स्ट्रक्चरिंग दिया है WTO में कौन कौन है क्या क्या डील करते हैं. दैट इज द फर्स्ट पार्ट.
एक जो प्यूरिलैटरल एग्रीमेंट्स मींस ये वाला कैसा कॉन्सेप्ट है, मींस 1-to-1 है या 1:2 वाला है?
कौन सा?
प्यूरिलैटरल एग्रीमेंट्स एक दिया है मल्टीलैटरल एंड एक है प्यूरिलैटरल एग्रीमेंट्स. मल्टीलैटरल
सिंगल 1-to-1.
अच्छा 1-to-1 ओके.
मल्टीलैटरल में मेनी आएंगे.
ओके.
इसमें सिंगल आएंगे.
ओके.
We'll directly go to next part. Multilateral trade agreements. The first one is agriculture.
Yeah. Agriculture has traditionally been one of the most contentious area of world trade. Prior to the Uruguay round, it has subject to a series of arrangements that effectively put it outside the GATT's sphere of influence. The sector proved to be the most difficult to negotiate during the Uruguay round. Indeed, the unwillingness of major developed nations such as United States and the European Union to make concessions almost led to its collapse. In the end, intensive negotiation, common sense, and considerable pressure from Australian-led Cran's group of agriculture product exporting countries led to an agreement which significantly liberalized agriculture trade. The main agreement, which includes the establishment of a committee of agriculture, can be divided into 3 sections: market access, domestic support, and export subsidies.
Yes.
Market access. The following major changes to the system of rules governing market access have been agreed. It should be noted that only GATT's contracted parties benefit from these changes. New signatories to the WTO do not. All measures directly affecting import of agriculture products other than custom duties, for example, agricultural levies, are to be converted into custom duties. Tariffication. Tariff arising from the new tariffication process or along with other tariffs on agriculture products are to be reduced by average of 36% in a 6-year from 1995 for developed countries. Second, 24% in 10 years from 1995 for developing countries. No reduction is required in the case of at least developed countries. A special safeguard clause permits a country under a strictly defined condition to maintain export restriction to the end of the 6th or 10th year implementation period for those products for which few or no imports took place as a result of the restrictive nature of the pre-existing regime. Minimum access opportunity commitments have been made, representing not less than 3% of the domestic consumption in the base period 1986-88, rising to 5% of the base figure by the end of the various implementation period. Domestic support. Members have made an undertaking to cut the overall level of internal market support, that is national scheme for maintaining domestic prices at high levels, and or direct subsidies to farmers by following amounts: developed countries 20% over 6 years, less developed countries 20% over 10 years, and least developed countries no change. So-called green box policy. So-called green box policies are excluded from the undertakings. Green box policies include general movement service such as research, infrastructure, food safety, and disease control, as well as direct payments to the producer in form of special income support, structural adjustment assistance, direct payment under environmental programs, and regional assistance programs. Reduction in export subsidies. The level of direct
subsidies. Now listen, subsidies we have already discussed. Let me sum up the agriculture part. The agricultural trade policies were subject to few multilateral disciplines prior to the Uruguay Round Agreement on Agriculture. This began in 1994 and called for reduced agricultural export subsidies, reduced domestic support to farmers, and low tariffs on agriculture imports. We'll take a break of 5 minutes, then I'll come back. We'll continue from point 2. Okay? Okay. Before I start, Shibani bol. Shibani,
Yes, sir.
what was the comment given by Manpreet Kaur?
She said that, sir, a small request from my side. Kindly give us the gist of the chapter to understand the chapter instead of reading.
I couldn't get you.
Sir, as most of
Can
us
you hear
do
me?
not possess the notes in the hard copy, she
Yes.
was in case of just reading, you can, if possible, you can explain the points
I'm doing the same with the
without
reading portion.
reading, without reading.
See, it is a theoretical subject. If only one-sided is going on speaking, it will be boring for you. To make the class interactive, I ask you people to read out.
But sir, as most of us do not possess our notes right now in hard copy, so it is much more difficult for us to go line by line with the screen and the reading portion.
Okay. So instead of reading, I'll just explain the points, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, we'll do that.
Yes,
Or you can just state the important points and we can note it down, and after getting our notes we can just go through it by ourselves.
Actually, I was asked not to call out the notes because you will be getting your books. So everything is there
No
in the
sir,
book.
important points like this topic is important from exam point of view, and we'll just note it down and we'll read it again after getting our notes.
Okay. So I'll be explaining only the points and give you the points to make out your hand notes.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Okay.
you can
Okay, then
explain
we'll
the
do that.
points and we'll
The
just,
only important points.
Okay. Instead of going through the book, we'll do like that. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. If you have your pen and paper, you can write down. We were discussing about the multilateral trade agreements, where the first point was regarding agriculture. In agriculture, again, there were sub points where we divided into three sections. That is the market access, the domestic support, and the export subsidies. Subsidies already I've explained you. Why subsidy is given? Anyone? Who gives subsidy and why it is given?
Government give the subsidies to the exporters in order to encourage more export in the global economy, a global market.
Okay, right. What will
Uh,
happen because of that?
Because of that, the firm gets the upper hand in the market while fixing the price also and gaining more profit in the long run
Yes.
actually.
Okay. Basically, when we talk about subsidy, suppose we want to develop an underdeveloped country or area. Government motivates you to start business or put up a factory there. I'm talking about suppose Indian market. A particular village or town or city want to be developed. And if you put a factory there, government will motivate you to do that by providing subsidy. This will help in two situations. First, the cost benefit you will get. Your cost will be reduced. Second, employment generation will be there. There will be increase in employment in that particular area, due to which there will be increase in national income also, which will help the government to increase employability. Because of that, subsidies are given. The second multilateral is given about sanitary measures. Then we have textiles, and just write down the points first. First one is agriculture. Second is sanitary measures. Third is textiles and clothing. Number 4, technical barriers to trade. 5, trims. 6, anti-dumping. 7 is custom valuation. 8 is pre-shipment inspections. 9 is rules of origin. 10 is import licensing procedures. 11 is subsidies and countervailing measures. 12 safeguards. 13 GATS, GATS, all in capital letters, GATS, General Agreement on Trade in Services. 14 TRIPS. 15 dispute settlement. And the last, trade policy review mechanism. Trade policy review mechanism. Akash, read out the points. Just go through the points. क्या लिखा है 16 points.
Sir, all of them one by one?
पूरा नहीं पढ़ना है, खाली headings, points. बाकी जिसके पास बुक नहीं वो लिख लेंगे.
Points mean sir समझ नहीं पाया थोड़ा कैसे पढ़ना है.
खाली headings, only headings.
Agriculture. Like that,
yes.
Sir? Agriculture, sanitary and
second.
Phytosanitary measures, textiles and clothings. Then 4 is technical barrier to trade. 5,
yes.
5th one is trade related investment measures, trims.
Trims, I had called out trims.
Yes, trims. Anti-dumping, number 6. Customer valuation, number 7. Pre-shipment inspection, number 8. Rules of origin, number 9. Import licensing procedures. Yes, import licensing procedures, number 10. Then number 11, subsidies and countervailing measures, number 11.
Measures.
Safeguard, number 12. General agreement on trade in services, GATS, number 13. Trade related intellectual property, TRIPS, number 14. 15 dispute settlement. 16 trade policy review mechanism, TPRM.
Okay, I will explain one by one. First one is already read out for you, agriculture. Second is sanitary measures. A committee on sanitary and phytosanitary measures have been established to monitor the agreement. There is a committee which will monitor the agreement related to these. There have never been a specific sector agreement until now. However, this left governments concerned to increasingly use without specific regulation of these products, measured as but deliberate means of restricting trade. They formed a committee due to which trade agreements can take place. Next is textile and clothing. This sector has proved to be a major source of discord over the years between developed and less developed countries. Then we have technical barriers to trade. The agreement covers all products, including industrial and agricultural products. What is the procedure? The procedure includes The members should publish well in advance a notice of the proposed technical regulation, notify other members of the products covered by the regulation, provide copies of the proposed regulation to other members, and take into account these and any discussions held before finalizing the regulation. Promptly make newly adopted regulation available to other members or interested parties. Before entering into agreement, they should inform the members about these 5 points. Introduce a code of good practice for the preparation, adoption, and application of standards. Publish a work program every 6 months containing their names and address and the standards they are currently preparing or have adopted in the preceding period. Establish a committee on these technical barriers to trade so that any problem can be discussed and sorted out. Then we have TRIMS. What are TRIMS? How its function, TRIMS? Anyone?
Basically, it is related to the FDI actually, the investment parts. And it has been seen there is a you say European Union is there, and it is a market, for example, where investment is been made around the globe, or you can say that China has been investing in India. So it is related to the investment in the developed or the investment by the developed countries to the developing countries.
Okay. The trade-related investment measures known as TRIMS is a World Trade Organization agreement that recognizes that measures and regulations imposed on investments and investors can reduce or distort international trade and may function as disincentives for investors in situations where investment is needed. In general, the following things are prohibited in TRIMS. What are those? Requirements to purchase from domestic sources, limitations on the purchase or use of imported products tied to the volume or value of local products, restrictions on importation whether or not tied up the volume or value of local production exported, and restriction on exportation or sale of export. Again, they have given some time limitation. Developed countries 2 years, developing countries 5 years, and least developing countries, that is 7 years. Next we have anti-dumping. What do you mean by anti-dumping?
Local government imports certain types of tariffs or regulation from the to foreign companies. Actually, it is the barrier to stop the foreign influence in the local economy.
It is basically a duty, is a protectionist tariff that a domestic government imposes on foreign imports that it believes are priced below fair market value. It provides restrictions on foreign imports which it believes are priced below fair market value. It is a process where a company exports a product at a price lower than the price it normally charges in its own home market. What are the significant changes? Masood, read out the points. There are 6 points.
The significant
changes
includes acceptance of the principle that firms may, under a certain condition during startup period, sell up to 20% of their production at a loss, clarification of rules regarding to anti-dumping procedures and the conduct of investigation. The new rules largely reflect on long established practices. Introduction of a sunset clause which will result in a 5 yearly review of all anti-dumping actions. Inclusion of a de minimis rule which will terminate anti-dumping action against small volume imports or those that produce a negligible effect on trade. implementation of new rules relating to the tabling of complainants must in most cases represent a majority of domestic producer in the relevant market. In certain circumstances, complainants representing 75% to 50% of the market may table complaints and establish of a committee on anti-dumping practices.
In most of the points, they have formed a committee where your grievances are heard and it is sorted out. The next one is custom valuation.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you explain it in Hindi?
हिंदी में?
जी सर.
सारे कंफर्टेबल होंगे हिंदी में?
No.
जी सर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल हिंदी में चलेगा.
What is custom valuation? सारे ओडिशा से बिलोंग करते हो? All are from Odisha?
जी सर.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Custom
सर
valuation
बस ओडिया सर नहीं चलेगा, बस थोड़ा दिक्कत होता है समझ.
थोड़ा नहीं, मुझे भी दिक्कत होता है. I cannot speak Odia.
सही है.
अच्छा, what is custom valuation? एक्चुअली वो एक प्रोसेस है जहां पे कस्टम ऑथोरिटीज मॉनेटरी वैल्यू असाइन करते हैं टू पर्टिकुलर गुड और सर्विस फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ इंपोर्ट और एक्सपोर्ट. ये कंफर्टेबल है ऋतुपर्णा?
जी सर.
ऐसे चलेगा तो?
जी सर.
ओके, ठीक है. बेसिकली यहाँ पे क्या होता है, कस्टम ऑथोरिटीज एक मॉनेटरी वैल्यू असाइन करते हैं फॉर एनी गुड और सर्विसेज विच आर लाइकली टू बी इंपोर्टेड और एक्सपोर्टेड. उससे क्या होगा, द एग्रीमेंट क्या क्या इंक्लूड करता है, बेसिस ऑफ वैल्यूएशन फॉर कस्टम पर्पस, उसके बाद क्या क्या एडिशनल पावर्स हैं टू रिक्वेस्ट फॉर द इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम इंपोर्टर्स, क्या क्या इंफॉर्मेशन हम लोग को देना चाहिए, द राइट एंड ऑब्लिगेशन टू एस्टैब्लिश कस्टम वैल्यू, उनके पास राइट एंड ड्यूटी होना चाहिए टू डू दैट, एंड टू फॉर्म अ कमिटी टू सॉल्व वेरियस प्रॉब्लम्स रिलेटेड टू इट. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट वी हैव प्री शिपमेंट इंस्पेक्शन. शिपमेंट करने के पहले प्री शिपमेंट इंस्पेक्शन माने शिपमेंट करने के पहले का इंस्पेक्शन. वो क्या होता है, कैन यू ट्रांसपोर्ट एनी टाइप ऑफ गुड्स?
No.
No sir.
The goods that are mentioned under license and जिसका आपके पास लाइसेंस होना चाहिए पहले, and second जिसका आपके पास परमिशन होना चाहिए from the local government or from the state government. या तो अगर if you are dealing with a bigger export company, then you should have permission from the central government.
बेसिकली इसमें हम लोग क्या चेक करते हैं, द क्वांटिटी एंड क्वालिटी ऑफ गुड्स विच आर बीइंग एक्सपोर्टेड. सपोज कोई प्रोडक्ट डिफेक्टिव है तो उसको एक्सपोर्ट नहीं करना चाहिए, तो व्हाट आर दिस, ये एक इंस्पेक्शन है, अ स्टेप टेकन बाय द ट्रेड ऑपरेटर्स यानी बायर, सप्लायर्स एंड द एजेंसीज, जो इंस्पेक्ट करता है न्यूली मैन्युफैक्चर्ड प्रोडक्ट्स बिफोर दे आर शिप्ड फॉर एक्सपोर्ट और इंपोर्ट. जो नया प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चर हुआ है उसको इंस्पेक्ट करता है before they are ready for shipment. What is the purpose? To check the quantity and quality of the goods and to find out if there is any defect in the product. उस product में defect नहीं होना चाहिए. Defect free होने से ही they allow for import or export. Next, rules of origin.
Sir, एक point बोलना था. हाँ. Sir, apart from I think buyers and the sellers, मतलब there is also legal inspection that is done by the the port authorities also. Apart from हाँ, तो क्योंकि उसमें जो मतलब होता है कि लाइक कभी कभी क्या होता है सर, बायर्स एंड सेलर्स के बीच में मतलब बहुत सारी मतलब देयर इज अ मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग और देयर इज अ नॉन एग्रीमेंट बिटवीन देम. तो उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए देयर इज अ सेपरेट कमिटी दैट इंस्पेक्ट्स दोस गुड्स बिफोर दे आर एक्सपोर्टेड और दे आर इंपोर्टेड.
Listen, when there will be an export or import, there is a particular procedure that has to be followed. जहाँ पे custom authorities will play a vital role. जहां पे शिपमेंट के दौरान, शिपमेंट पहुंचने के बाद इंस्पेक्शन दोबारा किया जाता है एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट गुड्स आर अलाउड टू बी टेकन. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट इज रूल्स ऑफ ओरिजिन. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ओरिजिन?
सर
ओरिजिन का मतलब है सोर्स,
जहां से वो प्रोडक्ट हुआ है.
हाँ, जहां से वो प्रोडक्ट हुआ है. It is a criteria needed to determine the national source of a product. वो product कहाँ से आ रहा है, कहाँ जाएगा, source आगे हम लोग को जाना जरूरी है. Their importance is derived from the fact that duties and restrictions in several cases depends upon source of imports. जहाँ पे duty charge करना है, जहाँ पे restrictions लगाना है, major depend करता है कहाँ से product start हुआ है, कहाँ से import. There is a wide variation in the practice of governments with regard to rules of origin. Next we have import licensing procedures. जैसे कि already discussed, you cannot import and export according to your particular wish. तुम्हारे पास license होना चाहिए. License के बिना importing exporting possible नहीं है. It means of checking that level of imports coming into a particular country. सबसे पहले check करेंगे the level of imports. वो help करेगा to ensure that only legally permitted goods enter and the quota limits are not exceeded. आप जो import कर रहे हो that should be legal and according to the quota limits decided. Then we have subsidies. We have already discussed this point. वो बार बार repeat हो रहा है. Then safeguards. What are safeguards? सेफगार्ड्स क्या है?
सेफगार्ड मींस मोटा मोटी की कोई प्रोडक्ट को सेफ करना या फिर कुछ रेगुलेशन होगा जिसके तहत में वो प्रोडक्ट इंपोर्ट और एक्सपोर्ट होगा.
To protect a particular product.
Yes, sir.
A safeguard in international law is restraint on international trade or economic development to protect communities from development, aggression, or home industries from foreign industries. It means to protect them from being harmed, lost, or badly treated. It's related to some particular incident. लेकिन basically safeguard duty क्या होता है? It can be imposed if unexpectedly increased imports pose a threat to the industries. Its measures can be imposed quickly and their validity is shorter than of anti-dumping and countervailing measures. यहाँ पे हम लोग impose करेंगे so that the interest of the importer and the exporters both are protected. Next is GATS. यहाँ पे सर्विसेज के बारे में डील कर रहे हैं. We are dealing with services. It contains 3 elements. पहला है framework of general rules and discipline. Second है annexures consisting of special conditions relating to individual sectors. Third है national schedules of market access commitments. What are TRIPS? पढ़े हो environment में, business environment में TRIPS?
हाँ सर.
और बोलो क्या है TRIPS?
सर ट्रिप्स जनरली वो पैटर्न कॉपीराइट एंड और भी है. मीन जैसे एक इन्वेंशन अपन करते हैं, चाहे वो प्रोडक्ट में करें या फिर टेक्नोलॉजी में करें या कोई सोल्यूशन निकाले या कोई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करे, तो एक इंटरनेशनली हम लोग इसमें इंटरनेशनल लेवल में भी पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. तो वो इंटरनेशनली इसका एक रेगुलेशन होता है, फ्रेमवर्क होता है, जिसके तहत जो बनाया हुआ है उसका एक प्रोटेक्शन होता है और वो जो इम्प्लीमेंट करेगा वो इफेक्टिवली हो, जैसा कोई गलत हाथों में नहीं चले जाए या उसको मिस यूटिलाइज नहीं हो जाए. तो इसके लिए ये मोटा मोटी एक रूल एंड फ्रेमवर्क बना हुआ है जिसके अंदर ये पैटर्न, कॉपीराइट, गुडविल, ये सारे का जिक्र किया गया है.
सर मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ.
हाँ बोलो.
एक एग्जांपल, बेस्ट एग्जांपल होगा अगर अभी लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल, हम कोई बुक पढ़ रहे हैं, लाइक क्लास 10th का कोई भी बुक ले लीजिए, तो उस बुक का जो कॉपीराइट होता है उसका बहुत ज्यादा चांसेस होता है इन्फ्रिंजमेंट का, कॉपीराइट इन्फ्रिंजमेंट होने का बहुत ज्यादा चांसेस होते हैं. सो ट्रिप्स में एक्चुअली क्या होता है, इट्स अ एग्रीमेंट एंड इट कंटेन्स सम सेट ऑफ रूल्स जो सेफगार्ड करता है द वैल्यूज ऑफ दोज कॉपीराइट और दोज पैटेंट्स जिसको आप अगर लाइक वी रीड वेरी ऑफन कि किसी ने कॉपीराइट चोरी करते हुए पकड़ा गया तो हैवी फाइन इम्पोज हुआ या उसको कोई सजा हुआ. So TRIPS is basically our right to safeguard the intellectual properties.
Yes, it is an international legal agreement between all the members of the nations of WTO जो स्पेसिफाई करता है एनफोर्समेंट प्रोसीजर्स, रेमेडीज एंड डिस्प्यूट रिजोल्यूशन प्रोसीजर. इसमें क्या क्या इंक्लूड करता है? स्ट्रॉन्गर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ ट्रेडमार्क, जैसे इसमें अभी एक्सप्लेन किया है. सेकेंड है ग्रेटर प्रोटेक्शन फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल डिजाइन्स, इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ पेटेंट प्रोटेक्शन इन ऑल कंट्रीज फॉर केमिकल प्रोडक्ट्स, extension to a worldwide level of semiconductor protection, prohibition of appropriation and misuse of geographical appellations, establishment of a clear set of principles for rules and regulations, setting up of council, establishment of rules on compulsory licensing necessary for developing countries. Next we have dispute settlement. हम लोग को पता है कि जहां पे ट्रेड है वहां पे disputes होगा, mismatch of ideas होगा, contract break होगा, तो that has to be settled.
जैसा सर
तो
अभी
dispute settlement
खाली एक एग्जांपल ऐड
जैसे
यूएस एंड चाइना का भी चल
नहीं, I am talking about yes Masood.
I just want to add the example like अभी जैसा यूएसए एंड चाइना गवर्नमेंट का चल रहा है. यूएवी एक कंपनी है जिसका यूएसए में अलाउ नहीं कर रहे हैं 5G टेस्टिंग करने के लिए. एक डिस्प्यूट अभी चल रहा है मोटा मोटी अगर देखा जाए तो करंट सिनेरियो में.
Huawei, right? Huawei.
या Huawei.
हाँ, Huawei.
तो डिस्प्यूट सेटलमेंट में जनरली डिस्प्यूट्स जो बिटवीन द ट्रेडर एंड द बायर एंड द सेलर होगा उसको सेटलमेंट करने के लिए वो कमिटी फॉर्म किया जाता है जहां पे हम लोग सारा डिस्प्यूट्स को सेटल करेंगे एंड जितना भी प्रॉब्लम्स होगा इन टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रेड विल बी डील्ड विद. द लास्ट वन इज TPRM, ट्रेड पॉलिसी रिव्यू मैकेनिज्म. ये क्या करता है? इट मॉनिटर्स ट्रेड पॉलिसीज एंड प्रैक्टिसेस of the WTO members and to assess their impact on multilateral and where relevant plurilateral trading system. मेन है उसका वहां पे मॉनिटर करेगा रिगार्डिंग दिस. चैट में किसी ने डाउट पूछा रिगार्डिंग गैट्स. मसूद जस्ट रीड आउट गैट्स देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन अगेन. जनरल एग्रीमेंट ऑन टैरिफ ट्रेड इन सर्विसेज.
Okay, sir. The Uruguay round includes for the first time a general agreement on trade in services or GATS, which attempt to do for services what GATT has done for trading goods by establishing a multilateral framework for the reduction and the elimination of barriers to international trade in services. GATS established the most favored nation equalizing of treatment principle for trade in services, which it is hoped will lead to an improve in the position of those countries currently subject to discrimination. As with others GATS or WTO elements, GATS contain a series of rules and specific commitments to open markets. Members of new WTO are now obliged to offer MMN status and provide market access, ensuring transparency to all service providers from countries bound by GATS. Exemption to MFN can be sought in specific circumstances. For example, it should be noted that European Union has an MFN exemption in the audiovisual sectors. Therefore, it is not bound to give equal treatment to third countries.
It has been divided. It contains 3 elements. जहाँ पे we have framework of general rules and disciplines, annex consisting of special conditions and national schedules. Basically, GATS में क्या क्या include होगा? It is a complex web of rights, obligations, exemptions and specific commitments. The broad scope of application of most measures imposed by government at 3 levels. जैसे इसमें लिखा गया है क्या क्या 3 levels है. It also covered certain exception of services General obligations apply to all measures affecting trade in services. Other key obligations such as market access and national treatment apply only when and if member decided to make specific commitments. Next point se padho, the GATS framework, Masood.
The GATS framework is made up to 29 articles. The scope of the agreements covers all internationally traded services, howsoever that may be delivered. Whilst GATS intends to protect service, does not apply directly to services themselves, but to governmental measures affecting trade in service. These measures can take the form of a regulation, rules, procedures, decision, administrative action, etc., and may be made by any level of government. There are 4 GATS annex covering the movement of person, financial services, telecommunication, and airport transport services. The
एक मिनट
annex.
मसूद एक मिनट, जैसे यहाँ पे क्लियरली मेंशन किया कौन कौन से सर्विसेज वो इंक्लूड करेगा, मूवमेंट ऑफ पर्संस, फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज, टेलीकम्युनिकेशंस एंड एयर ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज. बेसिकली वो इन 4 में डील करेगा एंड रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस उसके लिए फ्रेम करेगा. हाँ, कंटिन्यू.
This annex represent negotiation that were incomplete at the end of Uruguay round, but were granted an extent of and contain the negotiated national obligation cannot be adversely without 3 months advance notice of the change and the negotiation of the compensation to affected countries. However, improvements to the schedules can be made at any times. In the event of members are committed to further liberalization of service under GATS by the means of future negotiation sessions. In summary, over 150 services and subsector can be covered by the new rules, including professional services such as accounting, architecture, and engineering, other business services, computers such as computer services, rental and leasing, advertisement, and consultancy. In communication, there is a telecommunication, audiovisual service, construction, distribution, wholesale and retail, trade, franchising, financial services, banking, securities, insurance, and others. Benefit will extend not only to service providers but also to entities that depends on accounting, financial, legal, insurance, and other services providers to the conduct of their business. A council for trade in service established entrusted with the task of furthering the objectives of the agreement. Given details and difficulties, negotiation are still taking place over the scope of GATS. The committee can expect to be particularly active in the coming months.
Okay, we'll stop here before we complete the session today. Masood, assignment में देखो third block से क्या question है?
Just a minute.
Sir, can I read?
पढ़ो question.
Third block, I describe the financial operations and assistance programs of World Bank.
Given in the chat box.
फिर आता है explain the various functions of various regional development banks.
ठीक है, अभी तक हम लोग उसमें नहीं आए हैं. We'll discuss it later on.
ये end की तरफ.
In case of any doubts, you can clarify now. Write down in your chat box. ठीक है, we'll continue tomorrow. I am in chapter unit 10, so we can continue from chapter 10 tomorrow. ठीक है? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.